What if your ideal client is already looking for you but can't actually feel you through your content? Trust isn't built by showing what you do, it's built by showing what it feels like to work with you. Hey there, my name is Mandie Kramer, and today I'm sitting down with Mikayla Blevins from Moonrae Photography. She's a fellow mom, a storyteller, and someone who's completely changing how small business owners think about what branding actually is. We're talking about why your brand story matters more than headshots or your brand colors, and how to show up authentically in a world that is losing trust fast. We're also going to dive in about what it's like to build a business with little toddlers around as well. So let's get into it. I'm super excited for this conversation. I want I want to break down everything about branding with you. I'm so excited to learn about storytelling with you, and especially just your approach with not just like your evolution from photography to storytelling, but just how you transform a brand from just their, I don't know, just like their headshots and logos and like the traditional
Mhm.
things that they look for to actually telling a story and involving and engaging their
Yeah.
audience and their ideal customers into what they truly are deep down inside. So that's like I'm really excited to get into that, and also just about business and motherhood and all of those things, juggling it all. So I'm very excited about
Yes,
today.
I'm excited too. It's so fun and so I have so much passion to talk about it, so it's gonna be really exciting.
Good, good. All right, awesome. Well, let's dive in. So tell me, Mikayla, what is Moonray Photography? How did it come to be? And just tell me a little bit about you and your business.
Yeah, absolutely. So Moonray Photography came about. We also include video now. So now it's Moonray Photo and Video. But I started this business back in 2018. I was actually in school for biochemistry. I was majoring in biochemistry, minoring in neuroscience, and I had a camera, and a friend of mine was like, "Hey, we're doing a backyard wedding. Can you come take photos? I know you have a camera. It's just something super small. Like, will you just come kind of capture the whole day?" And I was like, "Sure." But I've never done it before. And she's like, "No, that's fine. But I don't like to be unprepared. I like to be prepared for everything."
Yeah.
So I had commented in some groups on Facebook that did photography and like wedding photography, and was like, "Hey, can I come work for free as a second photographer so I can learn just kind of how a day flows so that way I don't show up unprepared at my friend's wedding?" And a mutual friend of like one of my close friends was like, "Hey, we actually pay people to do weddings. So like why don't you come on? We'll train you and everything." And I was like, "Sweet, extra money for, during college." And then one thing led to another, and I just became so obsessed with shooting weddings, and I was
Nice.
editing rather than studying, and then, so I literally was like, "All right, you know what? I'm just gonna get out of college. I'm gonna open up Moonray," and I chose the name Moonray because I have always lived by the quote, "You shine in the bright," or like, "You shine, in the darkest of times."
Mhm.
And that's the moon, right? And then my middle name is Ray for my grandmother who passed away 3 weeks after I was born. So I just combined the 2 and I loved it. And so now we're here
That's
doing
beautiful.
weddings and all the things. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Okay. So how did you transition from where you are or where you were to where you are today? What are you doing now?
Yeah. So I'm still doing weddings.
Mhm.
I've actually transitioned from kind of a different market. I
Mhm.
redid my whole entire website. Oh my goodness, literally over the winter. Jiminy
Yeah.
Christmas, that took forever.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't
I
tell me. Don't
rebranded.
ask me how many times I've redone my website in the last 6 months. It's just
It's so easy to do. Like you're like, all right, I gotta rebrand. Okay, I gotta update this. Okay, I don't like this. All right, I like this. Yeah, yeah. It's so easy
yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
So I'm transitioning more into like a higher market for wedding photo and video. That way I can scale back a little bit and focus a little bit more on my family. And also, I started doing branding, photography, and videography. I go to therapy, and my therapist actually recommended a book called Story Branding by Donald Miller. And that just, like, took me so far. It was so amazing listening to this book, and so I was like, "Oh my gosh, I wanna tell my story, like, I wanna tell my company's story the way that, like, Donald Miller recommends that you do it," and then I was like, "I can do this with other people. This would be so fun," and, like, I started just giving advice, and then it became I think I want to pursue this further with the background and, like, experience I have in photo and video. And so I have a friend, Tanya, who who actually introduced us, which is so amazing. So she opened Damo Construction Design in Lake Orion, and she asked for some branding stuff. And I was like, you know what? I have this new idea that I want to pursue. So why don't we do a whole setup and let's come out and tell your story? So we sat on the phone and we talked a little bit about her vision, like what she does. I learned a little bit more about Adamo. And then we went full and she had a vision. She was like, I want reels so that way I can cut them up, post them on my socials, things like that. And I was like, all right, cool. Let's show the people what you do. Right. So we went in and I set up our video cameras. We had like a 35-minute interview for her and her business, like one of her employees, Carrie. They both answered some questions, and it was really cool because Adamo in Italian, it means to like fall in love or love
Okay.
forever. And I was like, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, show people why you do this and who you are. So it was really, really fun. We did photos, like we got the normal headshots and stuff, but we really showed her working with customers. Like a couple came in and were building their home and looking at the interior design part of it and the construction design and what they do. They do it all. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
So from there, I just fell in love. I was like, all right, this is what we're doing. We are going to show people's story.
I love that. I love that. And I love, hold on just a second.
Okay. Oh my gosh, are you looking for the book? Do you have it? You do. Let's see.
I have both. I have
Let's go
building
give the
a story brand.
2.0.
I have building a story brand and I have Coach Builder by Donald Miller.
Yes.
And
Let's go.
yes. And I also listened to the audiobook of the 2.0 and like a huge fan of Donald Miller.
Oh,
And
amazing.
I have also through like that's kind of like not through videography, but through writing is how I've helped and coached some startups through their website design of okay,
Yes.
how are you telling the hero's journey through when somebody
Yeah.
lands on your website? Like how are you like how you need to like there's this really easy framework that you can apply to actually position your customers as the hero in the journey
Hmm.
and not position yourself as the hero, which is a very common mistake that a lot of business owners make.
Yes.
Is it's like it's not really about like you so
You,
much. It's about how are you the guide in your customer's journey.
your client, your customer, whoever, they are the hero. We're playing to them.
Mm-hmm.
You still matter. Of course, we still matter, right?
Yeah.
But they have to know and trust us before they even meet us. They have to
Yeah.
trust us within the first 30 seconds of seeing
Yeah.
us and knowing their pain points and what you can bring to their problem.
Yep.
Having that be the first thing we show is like a weight off of their shoulders, and they're like, that's what I need. That's
Yes.
it.
Yes. What is the problem that you're solving for them in the first 30 seconds? And if you can prove that with them as a first impression, then you've earned their trust to at least get their attention for another 30 seconds, right?
Exactly, exactly,
And I just love
exactly.
that. I love that positioning. I love that approach. And yeah, and I just listened to a recent podcast I've listened to actually twice now with Donald Miller, and it's his new framework for his sound bites. So I don't know if you've listened to it
I
recently.
have not yet.
I'm going to share it with you. It's so good. It's how
Yes.
he helps small business owners create 5 sound bites, and it's through his peace framework, and
Let's
it
go.
helps them. Yeah, I know, so good. And it's how like it's basically how you can help position yourself, how you can have 5 sound bites to position yourself and clarify what you do in a very concise and clear way. That is just like it's just like a very like a no-brainer way of explaining what you do in a bit. Yeah, very simple.
Yeah.
He does it way better than I explained it just then.
Same. No, I got exactly what you mean.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. It's a really great, it's like the next level of framework that he's teaching now, besides
Oh,
the
I'm
StoryBrand
excited.
framework. And so yeah, I'm a huge fan of Donald Miller. I'm so glad you brought him up in this
Yeah.
discussion, because yeah, I've helped some startups with that positioning with their website and their design. If you are working with somebody like you, Mikayla, with that training of that proven methodology that just works, it just works for a business.
It
Like, it's
does.
when you apply what he's been teaching and you've been learning it and you've been applying it, it's going to elevate your business to a whole new level that you could never imagine.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so that's just amazing that you've found a way to evolve that into the videography and to apply that to Adamo and everything. So that's so
Yeah.
awesome. That's so exciting. I love that.
I'm excited for the soundbite thing because it does. You have to hook your person. Even they even say like within the first 5 seconds too. I feel like
Yep.
with social media and stuff. So in the first 5 seconds, you got to hook them, and
Yep.
like once you got them, keep them
Yep.
there. So I'm excited to listen to that. That's gonna be really
Yes.
cool.
Yes, I'm gonna forward you that podcast episode because it's a game changer. I actually just updated my website today after listening to it, because I was like, I even after knowing a lot of that foundational stuff, I was like, there is still
Hmm.
room for improvement on my own website.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
thought it was great. I thought it was super clear. And I'm like, nope, there is room for improvement. I'm gonna go back to my positioning. I'm gonna like make some tweaks, and yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I think I need to make some tweaks too. Like I haven't touched it since like I think March or whenever I launched it. And now I'm like, okay, I really got to put my own advice into it. Like I got to
Mhm.
take Donald Miller and put it in there. But I'm so like right now focusing on everyone else's brand and how, we can like tell their story. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Haley, you also have to do it with your other business. Okay, come on.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, awesome. What do you do with somebody in a brand storytelling session if they were to come to you and be like, Mikayla, I'd love to do a brand storytelling session with you and my brand? Like, what does that look like from A to Z?
When it comes to the storytelling, we talk about those pain points. Who are the clients that you're trying to attract, right? Who do you want to work with, and what is it that they need from you? Give me your elevator pitch super quickly, and that is it. And so we want to know what that is and be able to show that.
Mm,
So even in little clips, right? So even though the interview may be 35 minutes long, we're going to take small portions of that and like your sound bites and put them out on social media for you. So we start with that initial call. All right, let's talk about who you're looking for, what your business is, what do you offer, and how can we show your clients that you're the people to trust? We'll start with the interview. Let's get the interview out of the way, and we set up multiple cameras, almost like a documentary style, which is what I love because again, it's all about the storytelling and I want it to feel like a story and I want people to hear your emotions and feel who you are and the vibe that you're bringing. And then we will have real clients come in. So people who come in, a customer that for instance for Adamo, a customer that comes in that's you're building a property for. Go through the blueprints with them. So that's what we did. She went through the blueprints. They were putting things together. She had a separate client come in. They were like, my wife likes this color and I like this. How can we merge? Like it really told those problems because sometimes in building, one partner may like something the other partner doesn't. So how do we come together? And that's a pain point. So we really showed that in some of the video that we took and then some photos that we did with that. Then depending on some people have a marketing team, which is awesome. And I love that. So I will send every raw footage to the marketing team so they can create their own social media stuff. For Adamo, I cut and spliced some video for her to use for her socials with her interviewing. And then I just kind of played around with a promo video. But I just want people to see it and immediately just fall in love.
mhm.
Just fall in love with who they're looking for and what they're needing. And, even with Christine, my friend who runs Sibley Wilson Acres in Davison, who is the person who is created her venue for photographers. We are going to show how family oriented they are too. So people do feel comfortable bringing their families there. And when they want to take family photos, you know, they want to show that this is a comfortable place to be, a homestead, a beautiful place to be with your family. It's cool. So we're going to show that in some of their videos as well of they build everything themselves, they put everything together, and clients value that they realize that they put the hard work into it, and photographers are going to be like, "Yes, let's go. I feel comfortable bringing my clients here, my families here." And so it's fun. I hope that answered the question.
Yeah. So how long are these videos when you've edited and finalized them?
Like 30 seconds.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that's huge. That's huge for a business because so like the attention span on social media is so short and it's
Mhm.
so hard to articulate and like what you do and how and to engage somebody and to also be concise with what you do on social media in 30 in under 30 seconds or under a
Yeah,
minute. And that is like that is really that's so valuable for a business to have as an asset, like just in their library, as ad that they can put as an awareness ad on Meta. Like
exactly.
that is just that's huge. That's huge. That's really cool.
Yeah,
Um,
and like some a minute, like I made it a 1 minute promo, which didn't make it to her website right now because I was just playing and I didn't like the way I ended it anyway. But that's the goal. Like I want to be able to create these promos so that way when people pull up websites, it's the first thing they see, that video in less than a minute. You know, this video is Tanya talking about Adamo and what it meant. And it talks about, you know, Adamo in Latin means to fall in love, I think. Don't quote me, people. I
I'm
think
gonna
that's what
Google
it
it while
is.
you're talking, but yeah.
Google it. Yeah, please. And so while she's talking about that, I am putting in clips of her working with the clients that she had come in who are excited to pick out what they want for their home that they're going to live in forever. So that was cool. I loved that. And it just seems so like it really like pulls the heartstrings. And that's what I love. And you know, it's funny, even talking about this now, I realize like that's what I do with wedding photos and videos is telling the couple's story and it tugs at heartstrings. So it's funny because it really goes hand in hand, even though they're two completely different things.
I love that. It's so Adamo strictly the proper noun means Adam, but as in Adam and Eve. So it's like so it's
Okay.
technically like to fall in like if you're looking for like the falling in love kind of on Adamo. So it's like
Yeah.
I think it's kind of playing on that
To fall in love.
falling
Oh,
in
yay,
love.
go me, pat in the back.
Yes,
Perfect.
I will take
I
it.
only
I will
listen to
take it.
perfect. Yeah. Especially since I only listened to the video like 100 times while putting it together, but that's fine.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
cool.
funny because we talk about keeping things under like a minute, 30 seconds. And I just posted like a 6 minute video of me just straight talking on Instagram. Like I don't take my own advice.
Preach, girl,
I'm
preach. I
so
mean,
good at doing it for everyone else.
I know. I am the same. And with I mean for I was just playing around with meta ads and I have this in my one of my programs as far as teaching meta ads just simply. I won't claim to be a meta ads expert at this moment, but I was simply playing around with it and just testing ads and just so $2 a day, just what will it give me? What kind of exposure?
Yeah.
And like 13,000 reach of just simple, like just one image. And then another one was like 4,000, another one was 500. It's like there's some value in this. There is some value in just spending a few dollars a day. And if you are able to have an actual well produced video like that you've created and put that on Meta for $2 a day, imagine the amount of awareness and brand,
Oh
like
yeah.
positive brand awareness that you can build if you had a good quality video backed by an awareness ad like that. So I'm just like, all these wheels are turning in my head of like, okay, I need Mikayla
Ooh,
to make my next video. 30
I
second
got
video
you.
right now.
Let's do it. But that's
Yes,
great. Like that's even
yes.
great advice for me. Now I need to like go out. Even like it's hard because I'm trying to do these two things, right? Where I really want to do branding and put out there what I can offer for these different businesses and these different stories, and also for my wedding photography. So I'm
Mhm.
like, "Ooh, this is a good idea. I should look into meta ads for my wedding photography."
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to experiment, and I come from a science teacher background, so experimentation is just like it's very
Love
natural to
that.
me, and I am always up for testing and experimenting and doing and measuring and looking at the data, and it's like it's amazing. It's amazing what you can do with just a very low risk amount of money. I think there is
Yeah,
this huge misconception that meta ads is a high risk. You have to invest thousands of dollars a month in order for it to work, and it's like, you can experiment with a few dollars a day and see what works and get
yeah,
exposure to people that you would never get exposure to for pennies. And that could be a huge impact on your business when you're small. And I think
absolutely.
that is something that's just kind of skipped over. I think it's a very generic messaging out there when it comes to meta ads, and I'm willing to debunk that here and now because with my own experimentation, I'm definitely seeing some positive influence with it. And
Yeah, I love that.
yeah, yeah, it's
And
been
I'm curious to see, like, because you had that 13,000 at the highest, and then you had a 500. So it's cool. I almost wanna, like, I just wanna dive in now. I wanna be like, "All right, Mandy, show me what the
yeah.
13,000 one was, and
Well,
show
the
me what the
13, yeah,
500
I can
one."
tell you, like, the 13,000 I had set as awareness. So, the awareness setting just blasted it
Okay,
out to more people. And my 400 right now, it's at, like, a couple days now, and I've reached about 400 people, and that was a landing page ad. So,
okay.
that way you can set a meta ad to do certain objectives. So,
Yeah,
for the awareness ad, I had it set for I think 14 days, and the it was like 13,000. So my landing page ad is currently at 500. So I'll see, maybe it will reach 13,000 in two
yeah.
weeks, but I don't know. I don't know. It's not escalating as fast as the awareness setting. So I think it depends on the type of ad that you choose to do. It will depend on the reach that you
Okay,
pick.
and do you feel like that awareness, so it reached the 13,000 people. Do you feel like you got the, like, kinda engagement that you're looking for, or did people reach out to you? Like, do you feel like it reached the people that you were looking for? Does that make
I
sense?
would I would say that the impact was less with the 13,000 than it was with my landing page ad, because my
Okay.
landing page ad actually led to clicks to my website,
See, I
whereas the
like that.
awareness ad did not lead to clicks on my website, but it got on my brand name. What I did and my brand name got blasted out to a lot more people. So if I was more consistent and people saw that over and over again, and if I was more
Mhm.
consistent with my content and my messaging was and everything like that, maybe it would lead to more actions if I had a call to action. But for my landing page ad, that has had a better ROI on the actual people taking an action on it. Like I can see, like, okay, if people, like, I can actually put a dollar amount on the amount of clicks for that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
because sometimes I'll say, like, people do think that, especially in the social media game, it's so I said that weird, but in the social media game, it's so hard because it can be very, disheartening when you feel like likes and follows and that kind of number is based on your worth, right? So if
mhm,
you only get 5 likes on a post, you're
yeah.
like, "Man, I'm not actually good at this," or "I'm not worthy," and it's like, what if those 5 people, though, all booked with you?
Mhm.
Rather than getting 300 likes and maybe only one person books?
Yeah.
It's very interesting. The social media game is so interesting. It's so consuming, but I like the idea of having that consistent awareness. I'd probably keep running both too. Like, it makes me wanna run them now.
It's interesting that you use the word consuming because I noticed that with almost every small business owner I've met who has been resistant to the world of email marketing, which is kind of my world. It's my world is more of
Yeah.
the like customer retention strategy. So, okay, you've worked so hard to get these customers. Let's try and nurture them and make sure they come back to the door. Let's make sure that they know of your upcoming offers. Let's get them to buy something else. And but there's a lot of attention of the social media. Like they want to spend like they're all that they're worried about is the hunt. They're worried about like
Hmm.
the social media, get new customers, and let's like, what's going on with meta ads and I'm going to spend all my time on social media. And I think that's smart. It's not a bad strategy, but I think your social media strategy needs to lead to an email list. It needs to lead
Hmm.
to a way that you are owning those contacts so that you can actually reach them in their inbox because the next time that you have an offer or the next time that you have a promotion, they can actually see it because if you post on social media, the chances of them seeing it are very, very low, even if
Yeah.
they are a follower. So that's where it's like the social media strategy for in my eyes it's super important as long as you have the strategy of trying to get them from your social media following to a platform that you own like an email list. And then you
Yeah.
have a lot more control over pulling a lever of, okay, I'm going to send out this promotion. I know they're going to see it. I can track if they
Hmm.
see it. I know if they're opening. I can see if they're clicking, that kind of stuff. And yeah, and I think a combination of the organic traffic plus the ads is the way to go. I think too many business owners are only relying on organic, and
Yeah.
that's where it's hurting them a lot. And they're not experimenting enough with the paid advertising and not realizing that they can just spend a few dollars a day and actually get a lot more reach to new people. As of now, I mean, everything changes all the time, but it's
Yeah.
like the
Always.
likes and the likes don't really matter. What really matters is the shares and the saves, I think,
I was gonna
when
say,
it
yeah,
comes
saving.
to reach. When you know what the things mean, that can also help with your mentality of it all. Like, okay, yeah, I only got
Yeah.
5 likes on this post, but if I got 2 shares, it's gonna help boost my reach. So
Yes.
maybe my call to action for this post, like every call to action should be to either share this with somebody that you find would be helpful or save this if you found this was helpful so that it helps with the boosting of it to other people organically if you are only relying on it organically. So just having a method behind the madness of the social
Yeah.
media is what I would recommend because it is a tough game to play.
It so is. And hi, I'm the person who just keeps relying on organic stuff. I need an email. You're gonna have to help me with email marketing. But
Oh,
I've noticed a lot more people are getting into the game of email marketing, like photographers that I have signed up with, like, and people who put their email in are people who know they need you for something. So, and that's where like the storytelling can get really good too, because okay, you got them for a second, right? Like, I'm going to put my email in because I know that this could be good for me. Maybe there's a promotion. Maybe I'll get something off. Maybe I'll get a freebie. And then if you are sending out your story, even if it's just like one problem at a time, right? So like you're the client that needs, and I mean, you'll say it better, right? But you're the client that needs X, Y, and Z, and then you tell why you're the person, and one of those problems are gonna reach a person and be like, "Yes, exact." It's like you're reading my mind.
yep, yep.
Exactly. I think it's so important, email marketing is, and yeah, I'm gonna need your help with that one. And I realized that because of the things that I've signed up for.
Yes.
The places that I've put my email in, like, okay, at some point this is gonna become important and I'm gonna need it. So, yeah, I think that's amazing.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about brand storytelling, we definitely mentioned Donald Miller, highly recommended. Building a Story Brand 2.0 is his most recent one. So anyone who's listening, if you haven't read it, that's a must read. It's amazing.
Go read it.
And
Yes.
if you're looking for somebody to turn your story into a visual, you've got to get in touch with Mikayla because she will help you do that. That would be amazing. And then
Yes.
I want to talk a little bit about the fun stuff before we talk about diving into being a mom and owning a business and all of that chaos that comes along with it. I want to talk a little bit about this trust recession. And I'm seeing it in email marketing. I'm seeing it in conversations just in person. I want to talk to you, Mikayla, about why is trust harder to build in a digital first world now? So, like the consumer psychology angle, like what is going on in the world right now? Why is it so hard to gain people's trust right now?
Yeah, I think especially when we talk about the digital world, I mean, look at these AI videos. You
Mm,
can't even tell what's real anymore. You can't. And a lot of people are using AI to create things that they've never actually created before. For instance, in my business, people are telling these AI systems to create a beautiful wedding that has all these luxurious florals and everything, and it's not even real imagery. So I think it's hard. I think people get scared because they don't know, what's real, and scammers are they hone in on the digital aspect of everything. I mean, I get so many emails constantly that I know instantly are spam,
mm-hmm.
but it's so easy to click a link, or someone like I could, if I didn't have like all the wedding stuff to back me up, I could just create a wedding photo or a collage of beautiful wedding imagery and be like, well, I'm only going to charge you $2,000 for all of this. Click this link on how to get it. And now I have access to your entire phone system, everything. It's hard to trust with the digital world that we're in,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I'm always on the branding stuff, why I'm pushing it so hard, because I want people to see you and see your story and see that you're real and you
Yeah.
really do these things. You know, I actually only book clients now that I do face-to-face calls with, because you got to know who you're talking to, and it's just hard. It's hard to trust in this day and age with this digital world that we're in, where you can't even tell what's real and what's not.
Yeah.
Even the media doesn't even tell the real story. Like, we aren't meant to consume so much information all at once.
Mm-hmm.
And when 50%, if not more, is all fake, what are you supposed to do?
What are some things that you would recommend somebody to do to avoid being scammed? Maybe somebody who's planning their wedding, but or maybe just a business owner who's looking for branding advice, or for like
Yeah.
what are some ways in which they can kind of test to make sure like they're talking to somebody who's real?
Yes. One, do your research.
Yeah.
Alone in the wedding industry, there are so many places that you can go. There are like displeased bride groups, to be honest.
Okay.
And you can see, I will say that there are people who have made other people sign contracts that they will not leave bad reviews in order to get money back, in order to get refund. I see that a lot in the wedding industry. I'm sure it's happening elsewhere. So even if a person has 5-star reviews, do your research,
Mm.
look their name up, and talk to them face to face. Make sure you sign contracts before you do any kind of work together or you make any form of payment.
Mhm.
The contract, if that, if it's ironclad, if you're protected in that contract as well as the business owner, then it's real. Then it's gonna be good. If someone tells you it's okay, we don't need to sign a contract, I'm new at this, or whatever, even friends. Listen, more times than not, family or friends are the ones to family and friends are big on screwing people over. So it don't matter if they're your best friends. Sign a contract and make sure that you are protected. And get on calls with them. If you're getting ready to book with someone, whether it's weddings, whether it's marketing, even with you, Mandie, let's talk about email marketing stuff. Get on a call. Let's talk face to face. I want to know your personality, and then sign that contract and make sure that you are protected.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you can never be too sure, but that's how you can know that. And if they won't send you a contract, it's not worth it. Then it's a
Mhm.
scam. Then do not do it. So that's the advice that I would have. Talk to
Yeah.
somebody, do your research, and sign a contract that protects you as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome advice. I'll put in a plug too for one of my YouTube videos. It's a protect yourself against scammers video I did with a security expert, and he covered definitely some things that you talked about, but there are also some other things that you can do to protect yourself against some digital scammers as well.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that YouTube video.
Yes, yes. Definitely ask for referrals. I think that's another thing too, is like people's network is quite vast. And especially with
Yeah.
certain business owners, we all know a lot of people. So if you're looking for somebody, it doesn't hurt to ask. And then you're working with somebody who has like at least been vetted by one layer of protection,
Yeah.
and you're not just like Googling or random
Yeah, exactly.
results. But yeah, all right, cool. Let's transition to the last little segment here, which is building a business while also running a family. You have an adorable little toddler, similar age to my toddler as well. So
Yeah.
we are both like struggling to keep our eyes open. It's like 9:47 p.m. When I'm 48
Yes.
p.m. It's way past our bedtime, but we're
And I'm like,
rocking it.
don't yawn, don't yawn, don't yawn.
I love it. I love it. But this is the time that we could do it. So we're doing
Yeah,
it.
right.
We're making it work. So
Yes.
what is it like? What is it like building a business with a little one? And what made you decide to, I guess, tell me a little bit about your story. Like what made you decide to go into more entrepreneurship with your little one? And tell me a little bit about motherhood for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. Definitely running a business and being a stay-at-home mom, it's hard work. My kid does not go to daycare, which is what I chose. It's what we really wanted. So I've been an entrepreneur for a while now, since 2018. And my wife and I decided we wanted to have kids. Right. You just do things at wild times, right? So like there was COVID. Right, and then everything shut down, and we were getting stimulus checks, and my wife and I were like, "We should buy a home," you know? So we bought a home in COVID, and then, like, during COVID, right after things started opening up again, and then I was like, "You know what? Why don't I quit my jobs, my other jobs, and just go full time?" She's like, "That sounds great," and then, like, 2 months later, she comes to me and she's like, "I think I wanna get pregnant this fall," and I'm like, "Let's do it." Right? So
Love that.
wily times. I don't know what we were thinking, but it worked out. Here we are, 2026. It's crazy. But yeah, we did IVF. It took us 2 years to have our daughter. And we knew we just wanted her so bad. And knowing that I was an entrepreneur and able to be home, I just wanted to be home with her. I just wanted to spend time with her. I didn't, we go back to trust. I was like, I'm not trusting anybody with my firstborn. Like she's not going to daycare. Now, if we have a second one, I'm like, the second they can, they're going to daycare. They're going to daycare. She'll be in school. They're going to
Yeah.
daycare. Okay, no. It is funny, the transition. We don't even have a second one yet or plans for it, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
"We're doing it different." Like,
Lessons
not
learned.
doing it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's fun. I'm so grateful for the freedom that I get to have with her. I mean, we're gonna go to the beach just Thursday, and we spend so much time together and so much time out in nature, and then, it comes with sacrifices where I have to either get up early to work or stay up until 10 p.m. to, do this so that way I can, because this is also something I'm passionate about. It's still hard. I still try to work throughout the day. I made my wife buy me this desk that I'm currently sitting on because this was my desk before and now it's our daughter's coloring area. And she just will come up and shut my laptop or try to take my hard drive. And I like called my wife one day and I was like, I can't do this anymore. Give me a desk. Give me a little office area. I need something different. And so, there's lots of sacrifices that come with it. And on both ends, on being a mom, she really wanted me to put her down tonight, but I had this commitment and I was really looking forward to it. So, she was crying and my wife ended up putting her down and there's sacrifice in that, and then there's sacrifice in, you know, some days I would love to just go to a coffee shop and work.
Mhm.
And I would love to just have an uninterrupted, even if I could get an uninterrupted 1 hour would be
Mm.
great. You know, things lack sometimes, like my social media posting is lacking a bit because it takes me a long time to make videos. And, you know, you're also trying to spend time with your partner. And I work weekends while my partner works 9 to 5 throughout the day. So then we should have evenings. You know, it's hard. It's a hard, like I had a wedding this past Saturday and it was 2.5 hours away. So I was gone for 12 hours. And then yesterday I had a wedding. And then I actually have a wedding tomorrow on Tuesday.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's interesting. I have a
Yeah,
Tuesday wedding. It's
interesting.
cool. And then my wife and I, like, it's also compromise. So we do where every other Wednesday is our night. So like this Wednesday is going to be my night. And so I get to do no momming, no cooking, like no housework. You don't have to be a wife. You just get to do whatever you want. And sometimes that looks like I'm going and sitting in my hammock and reading for hours. And
Yeah.
my wife will bring me food and everything. I'll text her and be like, I really want some ice cream right now. Will you bring it?
Yeah.
And
I
that
love that.
helps. And you know, it's all about compromise and sacrifice, and it's all at the end of the day worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I
Pretty
love that you
beautiful.
guys have that balance of like we kind of have a similar setup too as far as just giving each other breaks and making sure that there's a balance and I'm blessed with a daycare. So I get daycare.
Yes, I love that.
It was not always when my firstborn was born, it wasn't we didn't do daycare and I tried to balance trying to work. I was a teacher, a virtual teacher, and so I balanced
Uh,
trying to have like like parents watch and my in-laws watch and me watch and like and then like she also I had to go in once a week and it was and she was nursing and she wouldn't take a bottle and I was like have to it was just like a really stressful situation and that was kind of what
yeah,
pushed me into entrepreneurship and trying to be my own boss because or
love
at least
that.
a different job where it was completely virtual because it was just I didn't like that lack of flexibility but even though it was relatively flexible I was looking for more and yeah it was well now we've got two and the jump from
Yeah,
one to two is just like holy shit.
I can't even ima
Like, it's just like but, like,
Yes.
it's but, like and then I don't know what people do when they go to 3 to 4 to
I
more,
love your
like,
face right now. You're like, "I don't know what they do."
I don't know I don't know, they're saints. They're crazy saints, but they yeah, it's definitely a balancing game,
Mhm.
we have to give each other breaks. We are trying to support each other best we can. Single parents, like I give you all the
Oh,
energy
yeah.
I can in the world to survive the day, but yeah, we definitely try and give each other breaks, and that really helps. And then if we can do daycare, we try and do it, but that might not always be possible in the future either. So we'll have to
Yeah,
figure it out. But yeah, it's you make it work, and you do like you make it
you
work.
do.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep, and
yeah.
it's so funny to say that because, like, I remember when we were in the hospital, we were only in the hospital for 24 hours. My wife, she's such a warrior. She had our daughter,
Mhm.
and she was 2 weeks early, and, man, she was just so great. She was like, "We're getting out of this hospital tomorrow." I'm like, "You just push a baby out of you." She's like, "I don't care, tomorrow. We're staying for the 24 hours, and then we're done." And then they were like, "Okay, you can go home." And I was just like, "No, you're kidding. We're gonna stay for the weekend." And my wife's like, "Absolutely not."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What are we supposed to do? Like, we just are supposed to bring this tiny thing home, and then what? Like, when do we feed her? When are we like, what are we supposed to do?" And
There's no
everyone
manual
just
that you
says,
get, like, you yeah.
"It's crazy." And then everyone just goes, "You'll know what to do. You'll figure it out." And I'm just like, "You guys are annoying. I hate that."
Mm.
And now I'm the person who says this to people, "You'll figure it out." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"I know that's so annoying, but you will figure it out." And you
Yeah,
just do. And
yeah.
there's a quote that says, you know, "You're someone who worries a lot," or you worry a lot for someone who always figures it out. And I'm
Mm,
like, "Wow, that's
I like
beautiful
that.
because it's
I'm
so
gonna put that
true."
on a mug. I'm gonna put
Yes,
that on a
do
mug.
it.
I like
Remind yourself always, you worry a lot for someone who always figures it out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you just do. You just figure life out, and it's stressful and tiring and beautiful and filled with joy, and that's what I love about being an entrepreneur for sure. And it's funny because it's like some days I stress a lot about, okay, I need to be further, I need to be further. And then when I go, okay, well, why do I need to be further ahead already? And I go, well, because I want the freedom to just not worry, be at home with my daughter, play with my daughter, afford things. And I'm like, whoa, I'm already doing that. So, like, be like, celebrate these wins because it's exactly what you're doing right now. You're at home playing with your
Mhm.
daughter. That's what you're
Yeah.
doing. And it's definitely wily. I ended up having to take like a whole week off of all of the work, which is great because my wedding season started later, it just started this weekend. So like 3 weeks ago, I was like, you know what? One day I just woke up, I was like, I'm starting to potty train my kid this week. That's what I'm doing. And I was like, I'll get some work done. No, I ended up having to take the whole week off to
Yep.
potty train her because I was like, oh, I thought this was just going to be, yeah, I'm going to be working and
Potty
then, yeah,
training in
go
3
use your
days.
potty.
Yeah. Forget.
Yeah, exactly. But, and then it just roller coasts after that. Like now she's in a toddler bed and now she's getting up in the middle of the night. Like, and I'm just like, how are you already so big?
Yeah.
Like I was just so scared to bring you home from the hospital and now you're getting up out of your own bed going potty. Like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. I know. It does
So
go by fast. It does go by fast.
it does. Yeah.
I know. And it is, I think that's a great way to, like, a great message too, is that you figure things out, and it's also just part of the ride. Like, this is the kind
Yeah.
of the path that you chose, and there are pros and cons, and that there's no rush. Like, there's no wrong way to entrepreneur. Like, and
Yeah.
especially as a parent, and as a mom, as a parent, you do what you can with what you've got, and you can't
Yeah.
feel guilty for not doing more, because there are things completely out of your control that happen
Yeah.
all the time. Like, the
All
amount
the
of times
time.
that my kids get sick and I have to take the day
Mhm.
off, it's just, there are so many uncontrollable variables that happen, that if you don't give yourself grace, then you will go insane. Like, entrepreneurship is not for
Yes.
you if you can't give yourself grace. So
Yeah.
it's just a
It's
step.
hard to do.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. But you have to do it. You have
You
to
have to do it.
forgive yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's true. And it's like there is guilt in business and then there's mom guilt where it's like sometimes I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I spent the whole day on my computer while she's just playing or in front of the TV." Like, man, I failed her. And it's hard. It's so hard. I can't, I was just talking in therapy today about there's no such thing as a perfect mom. And it's hard to, remind yourself of that. And then go back to social media, right? Like now you're comparing yourself as a mom and a business owner to all these
Mhm.
other people on social media who seem like they're doing it flawlessly without
Mhm.
any issue. And it's like, it's just not true. Unexpected things come up all the time
Yep.
and you figure it out and you
Yeah.
make it work and you set yourself goals and eventually you'll get those goals and you're still raising your kid and watching them grow.
Yeah.
And there's a blessing in it. There's such a blessing in it to be
Yeah.
able to do both, even
Yeah.
on the hard days,
Yeah.
when you're calling your wife crying because you need a desk.
Yeah. Yeah. And your
Well,
kid
that
is
had more
getting
to do. Go ahead. Sorry.
your kid is getting so much more of you in your world of entrepreneurship than if you were to be at a 9 to 5 and needing to send them to
Yeah.
daycare. And also, I just want to comment on, like, the social media factor of seeing people, like,
The
they're only
good.
showing the filtered parts. Like, they are not
Yes.
showing the full big picture. So you have to take
Yeah.
everything with a grain of salt. And
Oh my gosh, the tiniest grain of salt,
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
you have to. It's so wild, but it is cute, like, cause my daughter has, like, a little VTech laptop that she found in storage at her grandpa's house. It was my
Yeah.
wife's when she was a little kid,
Yeah.
and she'll pull it up and she'll go, "Working like mama," and I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah. Yeah.
yes, yes, or, like, everything turns into a camera. She'll go, "Cheese." But
Yep.
what I love is that my almost three-year-old in 2026 pretends that everything's a camera, but then shakes it like it's a Polaroid. and goes, "Here you go." And I'm like, "Yes,
I love
I love
it.
that."
That is so
It's so
cute.
amazing. Yeah,
That's so
I
cute.
absolutely love it.
All
Yeah, it's
right.
good. There's
Well,
lots of good.
I know it's late and I want to let you get some sleep tonight. Where can people find more about you, Mikayla, and Moonrae Photography?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Moonrae Photography _. My website is www.moonraephotography.com. And then I'm on Facebook at Moonrae Photos. Not much about my branding is up right now because it's all mostly weddings, but don't worry, reach out. You can even fill out an inquiry or email me at
Mikayla,
Mikayla
Moonrae.
at moonraephotography.com.
I'll put it
Mikayla at
all
moonraephotography.com.
I'll put it all in the show notes. So if you want to have one of those branding sessions or ask her about anything, you can have it all. I'll put it all in
Beautiful.
the show notes. Awesome.
Yes, and I'm here. Let's talk. Let's make it happen.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for your time today. It was such a fun
Of
conversation.
course. It was really fun. Thank you for inviting me, Mandie. I really appreciate you, and I can't wait to hopefully do this again in the future.
Yes, yes, of course. Me too. And I can't wait to collaborate with you in the near future. That'd be fun.
Yes, yes, we will email after this. Absolutely. I'm
Can't wait.
excited.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Have a
All
great
right.
night. Get good sleep.
I will. I will. It's bedtime.
Good.
All
Yeah,
right. Good
seriously. We'll talk
night.
soon.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.